Let's face it, as Nintendo fans, we are often left slightly disappointed and scratching our heads asking why. Where is our Super Mario Galaxy 3? Why isn't Metroid out yet? Bring back the Ice Climber, seriously, and what were you thinking with the Virtual Boy? Well, sit back as Sean Capri and Bobby Pauls do just that. That's right, this is If We Ran Nintendo. Now, cue the music, maestro.
What is up, everybody? Oh, sorry, you go.
What are you doing? Stay in your stop, okay?
You love me.
Whatever. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 32 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the most dedicated, amazing co-host in all of podcasting, Sean Capri. What's up, sleepyhead?
Hi, buddy. Hi, Bobby. I wish I was a sleepyhead. I don't know what today. It's a good thing we're recording today's conversation because I likely won't remember it right after we're done.
Yeah.
I just finished my Extra Life stream. What an experience. I went into it. I don't know if you can pace yourself for these things, Bobby.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Whatever that looks like, I definitely didn't do it. I went like full out. I'm like, people are here. They're watching the stream. We're going to interact. We're going to talk. We're going to be like, boom. And paying the price right now. But it was all worth it. It was all worth it, my friend.
Here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Which is more difficult, this or the bike ride you do?
Oh, the bike ride's way harder.
Is it?
The bike ride is way, way harder.
Because that's physical.
Yeah, like it is. It's different for sure. And the other thing, like I've done marathon soccer games before. I played a soccer game that lasted 66 hours before.
Holy cow.
I did an indoor one that was 48 hours. So I kind of get the whole staying up all night and just trying to like take care of yourself for that long.
Mm-hmm.
But this is different because you don't have volunteers bringing you food and water all the time. So it's different. This was nonetheless, it was very challenging, but I don't know. I feel like those are always worthwhile. It feels great to finish it. It feels amazing to have people support you through the whole thing. We raised a boatload of money.
That's
like as of right now, I don't know who else is maybe coming on in, but my parents just put me up to $1,190, and it's just that's American. That's real dollars, Bobby.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
real money.
Yeah. The thing for me is I'm going to make a conscious effort next year to definitely do this and to do it like the whole thing. Do the donations, do the playing, do all that stuff. But for me, like I kind of felt like I was a little a part of it because I was hanging out with you.
Man. You totally were.
I mean, I was hanging out with you a little bit and then actually last night I went to bed, right? Because I got a cold coming on, and I'm like all congested, and
hey, you don't sound good.
Yeah, I don't sound that great. And so that aside, thank you. That aside, I went to bed at like I don't know 12, 11, something like that. I forget what time it was, and I actually went to bed with your stream on.
Oh, nice.
And then I woke up, and the stream was off, and I was like.
Yeah.
No, I got to put Sean back on. And I put you back on, and I went back to sleep. So the whole night you were, like, talking in my ear the whole night. I was like,
man.
You know, kind of, it was nice. It was,
So you got to meet my parents then for a little bit in your sleep.
I missed it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. So what time did they come? It must have been late, right?
It was late. They were at a concert. They were out partying.
Yeah.
At a Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire concert. And then they stopped by. We played some Jackbox Party Pack 3. Which was awesome. Their phones keep shutting off. They don't know how to keep the browser open, and there's panic and hilariousness. And Josh Stapleton was in the chat, and he joined in because you can do that kind of remote thing. Yeah. It was so awesome. Like that just earlier this morning, Josh was asking me, like, what other games did you play in the wee hours of the night? And it was such a blur. But I did have, like, good chunks of time with so many different games, and because it is a blur, it's like, man, I feel like I just lost like 4 hours. I totally forgot about NHL or Battlefield or Gears of War, all these different things. But we spent a ton of time with the community playing some Mario Kart, and
that was fun. That was fun, and I was so happy that like I was able to rally a bunch of people.
That helped so much.
And get them all there, and we started playing together, and it was like, this is just amazing. And gotta tell you, so before you started, right, the Nintendo dads were like, we're gonna play some Splatoon, and I was like, oh, I'm there. But what happened was originally they were playing Mario Kart, and I forgot, I got the times messed up with Tobia when I needed to record. So I was like, sorry guys, I can't do this right now. I have to record, but I'll come back afterwards. So I come back when it was done, or when I was done with the Geekcast, and they're playing Splatoon. And I was like, I'll play, no problem. And dude, you want to?
Did you just roll them?
I smoked them.
Yeah, you did.
Smoked them, dude. It was at one point. It was me and Paul Lloyd, and we were playing against Zach, Justin, and Dave Moore. Yeah. And 3 against 2, and we beat them. Like, we beat him in Turf Wars. Then it was 3 against 2 in, like, I forget the name of it, but you have to, like, paint one particular area. And that's all you do. You just paint that one little block. We beat him in that. Like, it got to the point, then they made a mistake. I don't know what Justin was thinking, because him and Zach are garbage at this game.
Whoa!
But, listen, I'm being honest, all right? They need some practice before they come back on the paint war with me, because
all right.
At one point I was laughing because they made it 3 against 2, them 2 versus the 3 of us. So I go down, I paint everything, right, and then I stand right kind of where they are. So they keep coming and jumping off this ledge to come back up, and as soon as they hit the ground, I kill them. Then I wait, they come back over. Meanwhile, the other guys are just protecting the area. There's nothing to protect. They're not coming up. They're not coming behind us. Every time they hit the ground, boom, I kill them. It was amazing. And then they were like, all right, guys, me and Zach are tired of beating you guys up. We're going to go play some Mario Kart. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So, but it was a great time, man.
Then we jumped on Mario Kart. We rolled them anyways. It was me and you, 1-2 back and forth.
Yeah, man. It was fun. It was great. And, it's a shame that Mark Harriman from the Warp Whistle couldn't get up with us. He had his brother there, Colin, the whole time.
Yeah.
And but my hopes are that next year I'll be involved. I already talked to Toby on the Geekcast, and I was like, we need to do this, man. Like, we need to do this. And he was like, yeah, I agree. So what I want to do, not on the air, because that's just silliness, but we need to coordinate some stuff. Like, we have a year to make this right and to figure this out and to do it, like, full on. Like, I would like, if we can, to get a couple people together. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like, that was the thing. Like, I watched how Nerd Overdrive did it, Phoenix Overdrive. And, dude, they got people flying in from all over, and they're all streaming together, and and which is nice, because then you can kind of take a break. You know what I mean? Like,
that'd be good.
And not only that, like, let's say you did want to play Mario Kart and you wanted to play, like, someone could control it and get a group together and then get it all going, and like you have people behind the scenes kind of running it. But your setup was so impressive, man. Seriously, I loved the whole presentation. Even Tony said it. She messaged me and she's like, "Oh my god, man! Like, this just looks so professional. This looks so good."
Oh, thanks.
I'm sure the suit had something to do with it.
I wanted to. It was, all truth be told, I don't know if you caught this. It was dirty. Yeah. The suit, I spilled some donut jelly on.
Nobody can see that. Stop.
I know, you can barely see it. There's just a little. It has to get washed out. But I wanted to step it up a little bit. I don't know. I just want, like, there's so many people doing it, right? I wanted a reason for people to stop by. So
you had a lot of people stopping by.
I did, man. I had people the whole time. Yeah. And like, whether or not it was like just you were sleeping or whatever, I never had zero. And not that I'm doing it for like an audience or anything, but it helps. It definitely is like a mental thing that helps, that people are there. Josh Staples was there like the entire time. Gary Gray was there like all hours of the night and then first thing in the morning. Yeah. Amazing.
the one thing that I take away from this is it's got me to the point where I'm kind of liking Twitch streaming.
Yeah, man.
I didn't prior to this, and like now I feel like, oh, what's on Twitch? Like literally, when you message me to be like, all right, I'm ready to go. I was watching some guy play Animal Crossing New Leaf on Twitch stream, and I'm interacting with people and I'm talking to them. Like, this is kind of fun. So that's something else I want to get into. I want to start figuring out how to do that, and I'm going to need some help because I'm not very savvy when it comes to Twitch. But
you'll have the setup right there, man. Right, your whole green screen, your blue, everything. Yeah. You have everything right there where you need it. It's perfect. Mine is kind of complicated. I had to disrupt my whole setup, but it was totally worth it. Chelsea had a great fight and all that, so it's good.
So real quick, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what we're playing and stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you kind of were playing some stuff, and you know, I wrapped up Metroid Zero missions this morning while you were playing Galaxy, and I had your stream playing on my phone while I was playing, and so I was listening to you talking to like Josh Stapleton and Gary and all them, and but I had gotten to the final portion of this game a while back. Well, not a while back, like a week and a half ago, and because I made a real concerted effort to like really put a push on this game and to push through and try to get further in this game than I had in the past, and dude, this game is phenomenal. It's a really good origin story. It's a remake version of the original, but they basically got rid of the boring parts of the original because the original one was just massive. You know what I mean? Like, I beat the original when I was a kid, but it was huge, and it wasn't until I think I got my hands on a strategy guide as a kid that I started to figure out like, oh, there's actual things I'm supposed to do in this. You know what I mean? It's not just like running into walls and then going, oh, I can't. Like, the whole bomb jump thing, never in a million years could I figure out how to do that until I got a strategy guide. It was like rolling a ball and keep, you know, it's a mess. But the thing of it is like once you start to learn all that stuff, the game becomes a lot of fun. It starts to open up areas and all that. So I as much as I like the original, I love this version. And I think that like if you're looking to jump into the Metroid series, you've never played a Metroid game before, skip the original and play this one. Because it's a much better story, like all the major beat points that are in the original are in this. It's just like it takes the original and Super Metroid and kind of mesh them a bit. So
that's awesome.
All the good mechanics, all the good mechanics of Super Metroid are in this, you know, and they actually add a couple of mechanics to it, and the graphics look as good, if not better, than the Super Metroid one, and just a really, really great game, man. A lot of fun.
Nice.
And then I gotta tell you, man, this Animal Crossing.
Tell me,
dude.
Do you want to talk about the Direct? Tell me, like, what were your thoughts on the Direct?
I loved it. It was quirky.
So weird.
It was weird, but for someone that's like a big fan of Japanese culture, I got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
totally.
Obviously, they did this Direct for Japan, and then they just dubbed it for you know what I mean?
Which is so perfect.
I grew up watching Chinese kung fu movies, so it kind of was funny. You know what I mean? For me, I was watching. I was like, "This is crazy." Tony loved it. She was like, "This is so cute. This is awesome."
They sure know their audiences when it comes to that stuff, right? Like, they didn't need like a poppy type of snap switch type of teaser for it. They needed something that was very slow, very low key. They know the people who like Animal Crossing and what they're going to do with this thing. That was perfect.
I said this to Toby, and I feel like this was what they should have held off the amiibo for Animal Crossing for.
Yeah.
This is perfect. I literally, just before you came on, yesterday, I got my amiibo cards here, right? So yesterday, I went through and I grabbed my favorite villager, Bill, all-time favorite villager. And I was like, let me try this. I scan them in, and I'm talking, and I'm like, they're like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want him to come move in. And they're like, okay, he's ready to move in. I'm like, all right, whatever. I go to today, I'm running around, there's a plot. reserved for Bill. And I'm like, this is what it all is about. Like, this is what it should have been all along.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And even like the figurines, the amiibo figures, like, it's all perfect. What they did, like, Amiibo Festival was not the game for it.
Yeah.
You know, Happy Home Designer was not the game for them. This was.
Those are the second and third games. Yeah. This is the first game.
Yeah, if you're going to unveil the Amiibo stuff, and I think probably in their minds they thought, well, New Leaf is a 3-year-old game at that point.
Yeah, make it a 4-year-old game.
Yeah, do we really want to revisit it and do all this? And thank God they did, because it's really made it a totally different game for me. I went in, I restarted from scratch, got a boatload of money out of Tom Nook. 54 million bells is what I got. And it's funny because I was saying to Tony, like, I can't remember how the beginning of the game goes. I can't remember how to do stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm struggling with a lot of stuff in the game. So, and she is too. She's like, oh, I got to keep remembering, like, you got to go do this and you got to go do that. And it's like, it's just, they did a great job with it.
Because you deleted your old town, didn't you?
Yeah. So when you delete your town, you start from scratch. And it's day one, start over. The only thing that I got was I got money. So Tom Nook gave me money, but I took it in payments. So I get 500,000 bells a week for 100 weeks. So that was the payment plan, and I went with Tom Nook. The only other thing I didn't do that you could do was he would have bought my inventory off me for another 15 million bells. And I was like, nah, I want to keep my inventory. So this way, if there's anything I want, I can just go buy it again.
That's almost too many bells.
That's, yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
That, you know, when I was talking to Zach Erickson, Zach was like, well, I took the 20 million. They offered Zach 20 million. And he's like, I just took it in one lump sum. And I'm like, I did too, or I was going to do that, but I kind of thought, like, then the game becomes purposeless. Like, in the beginning, you can actually run out of money because when you're doing your upgrades, you know what I mean? Like, but I just said, you know what? Whatever. At least this way I go in every week and I get some money, and you know, it's kind of exciting to be like, oh, I just got 500,000 bells, you know. So
I love it.
So that's where I am. The other thing too is I'm watching this morning play Galaxy too.
Yeah, oh, God, it's so good.
My question is why did you pick that one, not the original?
I have no idea. I stopped the stream for a little bit. I was going to end on some sort of shooter. I thought I was going to end up with like Battlefield or Battlefront or The Division, I think is actually what I had in mind on the schedule. And then I just sort of like had the theme song in my head. I don't know how else to describe it. I just had that Disney theme song just over and over in my head. I'm like, I have to play this game.
Yeah.
I have to play it. And so I hadn't actually even loaded up on the Wii U that I had. Like, that was a newer one. Chelsea and I each have our own. This one is newer. So I have my save files all on the old Wii U that was carried over from the Wii. Mm-hmm. So it was perfect. I just started from scratch. I started all over again. And my memory is so bad, I don't remember anything from this game. It was like I was playing it for the first time. And it was, I mean, maybe it's just because I was so tired playing it. But
that too.
It's just so good. But playing it now, I haven't played it in years. It's closer to, I think you were just saying this too, it's closer to 3D World than I think anybody wants to admit.
Yeah.
It really, really, I think, or Toby was saying, maybe, I can't remember who it was, sorry. Somebody was mentioning how it's just a series of these levels. It really just is that. The perspective is not a Mario 64 or Sunshine. It is more that isometric kind of like fixed, I don't know, top angle down. So that was surprising to me coming into this. But the music is really what gets me with it. But I just had such a beautiful time with it. Other than that, I feel like I can't even think past this week what the heck I've been playing. I just played a ton of Wii U. It really came through on my stream this weekend.
It did, and that's the thing. I think it's a credit to Nintendo where it just you wanted to play with people. And
I wanted to just kind of like veg out. I didn't need any, like, I wanted to be able to play the game that I knew through and through, that I didn't really need to concentrate too much on. Like, I can play Mario Kart and do 5 other things at the same. Like, I was still even like checking on the Twitch stream, or like I had a hockey game going on the other TV. Like, it was very, but I can still like compete with like it was just checking off all the boxes for me.
Yeah.
So just comfort food. That's what I needed. I didn't need to be pushed. I didn't need my games to push me back at all. I just need to have it nice and easy.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, so
Geek outs.
I was just gonna say, you are a mess. You are a mess.
What? I'm like bang on. It's like what you're gonna
shout
say?
outs. I was gonna go into. I just got one shout out I kind of want to talk about. I mean, well, we could do two, and one would be a shout out to everybody that did Extra Life yesterday, like Nerd Overdrive, Nintendo Dads,
Dave Moore,
Mega Dads, Dave Moore,
Normal
War
Dads.
Crystal Podcast. It just amazing nerd. We the Nerdy, Andrew and all those guys, they did it as well.
Jeremy, what's up?
Yeah, you guys really, Chris Berto, you guys really did amazing. Made a lot of money. Like I know that in the beginning it was like we were all just trash talking each other, but it was all in fun. And actually, it kind of just let everybody.
It worked.
It did. It did work. It made it more aware. Put it on the radar for everybody. Next year, I say we all we make sure that everybody gets involved. That we just have fun with this thing and really.
Your video was so good, Bobby. What?
That was
what,
dude. The minute he came out with his Justin Masson, I watched it.
Yeah.
I was like, And then when you did yours, I'm like, I'm doing Stone Cold.
Oh, Stone Cold. I
It don't
forgot
matter.
about the what. That
I'm
was
like,
so good.
And then who came in after that? The Mega Dads came in after that.
Oh, theirs was so good.
And then Andrew, when Andrew did The Undertaker, I said, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!" And it was funny because after the Mega Dads did theirs, I was like, "Yeah, maybe I should get involved. Maybe I should just stay out of it." And then when Andrew did his, I'm like, "That's it. I'm in." I told Tony, I'm like, I'm going downstairs. I got to record something real quick.
I watched Andrew like 5 times over,
funny.
like straight in a row.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Nintendo dads, Sony dads, Xbox dads, normal dads, moms even. Oh my god, it was so perfect, so clever.
Yeah.
I watched that over and over again.
The only thing he did was he stole my thunder a little bit where he was doing that because that's where I was going to go, Mega Dads, what? Nintendo Dad, what? Awesome Dad, what? American Dad. Like I was gonna do all these different like dads. Like I actually went through and I was like, what's the name of that? Like my two dads. What? Like I was gonna have all this stuff going on. And I was like, but then when Andrew did, I was like, I can't do it. It would sound like we're doing the same thing, and I want to do that. So I changed it up a little bit. But and then purposely calling the Mega Dads the wrong name, like because I kind of was like I wanted to get kind of where it was like because I wanted to be like the Beatles, you know what I mean? And that's where I was like, it was fun, dude. It was good. So yeah, but the one thing I wanted to, the one shout out I really want to do too is to Jacob and Ryan Black. They started a podcast called Nintendo Nostalgia.
Yeah, great name, great podcast, great guy.
They reached out to us. Well, Jacob reached out to us. Man, what was it? It's got to be like
almost summertime.
Yeah, almost 3 months ago now. Mm-hmm. And Sean and I met with him and talked to him, and he was, telling us like, this is what we want to do. This is where we like to go. This is what we're thinking, but we don't know how to do this. And essentially, we gave them ideas. We worked with them. We helped them. They recorded an episode 0, and when I watched it, I was like, ooh, it was cringeworthy. It really was. And I was like, okay, guys, we need to do another episode 0, but let me come in and kind of guide the ship a little bit and to work with you. And then we did that episode, and then they did episode 1, and I was like blown away.
Yeah, man. Because
of the level. Like, I heard their episode 0, and I was like, oh my God, this is... And I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it was bad. It was bad. But episode 0s aren't supposed to be good. It's supposed to be like working out the kinks, explaining what's going on, this, that, the other. But you could see the nerves coming through, everything. And then when I sat in with them, there was still a little bit of nerves, but you felt like their comfort started to come together. When they hit episode 1, man, I was blown away. I just watched that episode and listened to it, and I was just like, wow, these guys, they paid attention. And that, to me, speaks volumes. Because when I put time in and I go and I help people and I do stuff, when they brush it off and they don't listen, it becomes frustrating. Because it's like, well, why are you bringing me in and asking me questions if you're not going to listen to me? They listened wholeheartedly. They were like students, just took everything in and absorbed it and just knocked it out the park. Amazing. They just did a great job. So if you get a chance, they're on iTunes now. Fastest iTunes pickup ever. They submitted a day later. They had it, and I was like, dude, it took us for this podcast a week to get it. And I was like, what the heck? But they got it in a day. So it's up on iTunes. You can listen to it on SoundCloud as well.
No, they're gonna be huge, Bobby.
Yeah, go listen to them. Give them a listen. Give them a like. Follow them. All that stuff.
You're gonna be like the Puff Daddy of podcasts.
No, that's Dave Moore. That's on me. David Moore has a million. He has a million podcasts.
I was just thinking you're the producer of it all, but I guess he's his own too. So yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So
I'll just go back to sleep.
So we're gonna do one. I'm only gonna do one topic today because you are dying right now.
What?
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna make.
No, we had two topics.
We had two topics, but let's play the first one out. Let's see where we're at because we're already 20-something minutes in. We'll see how this goes.
I'm just letting you do your thing, Bobby. I'm like your phone on the last 15% of battery life. I'm just using it smart. You just can't be all the time.
I don't want to burn you up either. I don't.
Okay. I'm good. I'm here.
Okay, so last episode we threw it out there and we said that this episode we were going to do if we ran Nintendo.
Yes.
What accessories would we bring to Switch? Now, Kimishima did come out this week and said, like, we do have a lot of accessories going to be hitting this thing and this, that, the other, and which piqued a lot of interest and brought up a lot of ideas. We did get one from our buddy, Brendan, King of the Pirates, Brendan Myers.
Brendan Myers, yes.
He said, I would like to see an accessory for the Joy-Cons where they can fit in your hands better if playing multiplayer. So for anybody that watched the episode or watched the teaser, basically they popped them Joy-Cons off. One took one and one took the other, and they were tiny. They were like little hobbits. You need hobbit hands in order to play that, and it'll play comfortably. At least it looks that way in the video. We don't know until we actually get them in our hands. So he wants to have ones that just fit better and feel better, which makes a lot of sense, really. You know what I mean? Like, if you have something, do it right.
You got to think. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. My biggest thing would be, if we ran Nintendo, the thing that I would do is I would make variants of the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, man.
I would make NES ones, which is just the D-pad and 2 buttons. I would make Super Nintendo ones, D-pad, 2 shoulder buttons, 4 buttons. And I would make them look like the old, like
gray, the whole shell of them.
Yeah, gray, purple buttons. Everything looks the same on the NES ones. Black D-pad, 2 red buttons. The paint scheme would be like an NES controller. I would do N64, the best of your ability that you can do it. Because that was a little weird with the third leg. GameCube, absolutely.
But you just have it on like the left side. That one, you'd have like the left and the center on the left because you always use that with your left hand.
Yeah. But the buttons would be the key thing. The buttons on the right side would look like you'd have the big button and the buttons around it and all that. Or they're not you'd have the 2 buttons and the 4 yellow ones. With the GameCube, you'd have the big button with the button surrounding it and so on and so forth. I feel like if they did this, it would really, truly get people like buying accessories. I feel like if you're playing an NES game, nothing is better than an NES game than using an NES controller. I'm sorry, but when you
need that D-pad.
Yeah, when you took that Wiimote and flipped it to the side, it was like just didn't feel the same.
Probably felt like the Joy-Con's going to feel like
probably
kind of along those lines, like not the same, but that kind of like degrade.
Yeah, the first time I did it, I freaked out when I had a Wiimote, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh yeah, I didn't even think that this would do this.
Yeah, because when you're looking at it, you're like, oh, there it is. Okay, you never
it's a vertical
thought,
thing.
like, yeah, you never thought that when you turn it horizontally, it becomes like a controller. But that said, like, that ran its gambit pretty quick. You know, it wore out pretty quick. So that would be the one that I would want. To it would make me happy. Is there anything accessory wise for you that you would get excited for?
I have a bombshell, Bobby. And I only thought of it in this stupor that I'm in, this low battery life that I'm in right now. You see this little headset I've got on my head right now? It's really nice. It's premium. It's made by Monster. It's got a nice cord. I can maybe there's a wireless version. If Nintendo came out and in the similar fashion that PlayStation has its headset, Microsoft has its Elite controller. If Nintendo has a headset that is dedicated to top tier audio and most importantly voice chat,
yes,
it would be such a statement that this is the console because of an accessory. Like, it's actually a statement about the console rather than the accessory itself. It's that Nintendo is here, voice chat is here, quality, the seal of quality is back, and we're attaching it to a feature that everybody has been wanting this entire time. I feel like people will go crazy about this, and they could charge a ridiculous amount of money for a headset to get us onto good voice chat. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, you and I, we were playing Mario Kart yesterday, and it was frustrating a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I could only talk to you for 30 seconds in between matches or in between races, and it was like, oh, this is hard. And there was stuff going on, and because you were on Twitch and I was listening to you, there was stuff you were saying, and I was like, oh, I wish I could say something back, and I can't. And it's like, you know, and it becomes frustrating, the disconnect. So I'm hoping that, yes, we get voice chat, a wholehearted voice chat, a good voice chat that can really go and have a good time. Like, it would have been great to have been playing Splatoon with Zach and Justin and being like, really, guys? You're coming this way again? Poom, poom, kill him. Like, don't come this way again. You come this way again, I'm going to... Like, it would have been great to have that trash talking going the whole time. You know what I mean? And that would have been... So, I'm with you. I definitely want headsets because I'm hoping that this works. Like, and
I want Nintendo branded stuff. Like, I really want Nintendo to. They do accessories better than almost anybody, and we are definitely seeing the difference between what happens when when the console maker creates and manufactures these accessories versus what happens when PlayStation does it, and they've got third parties creating their quote unquote elite controllers. I think they look like absolute trash, a wannabe product. So Nintendo has to lead it up for sure.
When for my PlayStation 4, I bought the Sony Golds. You know, and I paid like $100 for them, and because I looked at it and was like, "Do I buy the?" Well, I bought the silvers first, and I was like, "I don't need I don't need wireless. I'm good." And dude, they killed my ears. That netting over them just tore my ears up after like an hour of playing. So I switched to the golds, and I never look back. Like, I never sit there and go like, "Oh, my ears are hurting. I gotta stop." And none of that. Like, they're so comfortable. So yeah, I would love to see Nintendo maybe partner up with Apple, go top end. Because Apple owns Beats. You're friends with Apple now. Just be like, hey, could you guys do something for us here? Could you help us out? Like, could you?
And one up Sony too. Don't require a little USB dongle. That's my one beef with the Gold is that it has a little USB thing. It's like, you couldn't make that just work. Yeah. That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
I have one other accessory if that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the biggest concerns that everybody has is that this is now we're moving away from the 2-screen setup. Clamshell is likely no longer a thing. There's a lot of concern about this being a tablet. I want what is basically like the iPad smart cover. So you can have the thing kind of wrap around the whole thing, or you can have the version that just kind of like tacks on the side and then just flips over the screen, nice and protected. It looks really slick. It has that kind of like magnetized little clip so that it all snaps into place, shuts it off when you close it. Like, Apple does that really, really nicely, and I have no problem just like completely copying that for the Switch. They need an elegant solution for the fact that this thing is going to be exposed in a way that the handhelds haven't really been in a really, really long time.
I agree with that. I would go, like, I look at my iPhone, right? So everybody always buys these gigantic outer boxes for these things, and I feel like it's trash. I was going to upgrade, so I didn't get the but I originally had glass on this. I had a sheet of glass, the protective glass that went over it, and I dropped it many times and never broke the front. So I'm hoping they come with that. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that they go, hey, you know what?
Oh, that's a good call.
We need to have that protective glass to go over it. And if they do, you're going to sell a boatload of them. I paid $25 for mine, for my iPhone. It's an absolute must. You're going to drop this thing. Guaranteed you're going to drop it once. It'd be nice to have it, and have something to protect it. Because I don't think it's going to be as cheap as the game pads. The gamepad is more like a plastic. It's not really like a glass. It doesn't feel like a glass.
Right.
It feels more like a plastic screen. And I don't think they're going to go that route. I think they're going to go with probably more of a glass. Because even if you drop this, you'd mess it up. You know what I mean? But at least with the gamepad, it's offset a little bit. It is pushed in just a hair. So that kind of helps it. Like if it falls flat down, unless it falls directly on this mouse on my desk where it can hit, it's not going to worry. If it lands on the floor, the screen is essentially protected because it's got that little indentation.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with these with the Joy-Cons and exactly how they work. So there was a patent, I don't know if you remember this, there was a patent that showed the controllers would slide into place and then they would interact with the main tablet through infrared, which would mean that they have to see, like there had to be kind of ports that kind of see each other. So in the teaser for the Switch, I was surprised to see him take them off and then play them like wireless controllers, because I had thought that there was going to be. So I don't know if that's if it works both ways. When it's attached, it uses infrared, save battery. You take them off, it's Bluetooth or whatnot. And so depending on what direction they go that way, the case is going to have to be different. If it is infrared, then I don't know if you can wrap the entire thing. But if it isn't, and I don't think that it is just based on the fact that he's playing it wirelessly, you could have a case that they slide on the outside of that case as well. And I think that could be kind of elegant. With all of this said, this really only comes up because we're talking about accessories. What I would really like is just for like phones in general, tablets, the Switch, to just be more durable. The fact that I buy, like, I don't know if I told you, I bought a new phone. I didn't even have it for 24 hours. It fell out of my pocket at Doctor Strange, and I cracked the back of it. Because I had a case in my hand. I'm like, I'm going to go look online, see if I can find something cheaper. And that was it. These things are so fragile. And we spend so much money on them. I just wish they were a little bit more durable. But that's all I'm going to say about that.
I would like to see, you wear glasses. So I would like to see a flip up case that I can drop this in. That's like a hard, like some glass cover or glass cases are. That is a protective, something that encompasses it, and I could drop it. So when I go away on vacation, I don't have to worry about if it goes through luggage. I mean, odds are I would bring it with me on the plane, but let's say I didn't, I threw it in my luggage, I wouldn't have to worry about getting smashed up, or if it's on the carry-on and some jerk like slams his bag up next to mine, I don't have to worry about him like jamming it or breaking it or anything like that. Like, I would like more protective measures when it comes to, that's the type of accessory that I think of when it goes to that. Part of me thinks too, and maybe this is for little kids, and that's just where I'm thinking, but maybe there's something kind of like with the Wiimote strap. Maybe there's something that kind of connects the Joy-Cons together. So if a kid is playing with it, you don't have to worry about them losing one and not the other.
Right.
That type of thing. Because I think that's gonna probably be the biggest complaint from parents is like, oh, little Timmy lost one of the Joy-Cons and now I can't play whatever. Which ultimately, I guess the only thing you can't play it is at home or on the go. If you lost a Joy-Con, one of the Joy-Cons, because you just drop it into the dock and you can use the Pro Controller to play.
I almost want to fight back on this notion that these things are going to get lost, because it seems like the idea happens, like it comes up on the internet and then it just gets this momentum and goes crazy. Is it just because they're loose and they're not attached to anything? Is that the idea?
I guess.
Like, are people losing their wireless mouse? Are people losing their Wii? Like, the Wii remote is not connected to anything. The nunchuck you likely store just on its own. Like, are people losing things that easily?
I know.
Can we just stop when we hear something like this and we just perpetuate? You're not. Come on.
I know. I'm with you. I'm totally.
Even the earbuds with the Apple thing. Like, come on, you guys.
Yeah, I know.
I'm worried about losing them.
Yeah. Well, because the thing of it is like that's the other thing too. Like when you see the memes where the people are holding it and the screen falls out, and it's like, okay, obviously that plus and minus button are the lock-ins. Do you know what I mean? Like you push,
I didn't think of that.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the plus and the minus is you push them and it disconnects. You know what I mean?
I think there's a mechanical snap in there. I think that little click that we're hearing, there is something in there. Whether it's I think it could be a strong magnet. Yeah. Again, that Elite controller with the Xbox is phenomenal. The magnets in there are so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a concern. These are fake concerns.
I know.
I was saying to Toby on the stream, I'm like, people are going all over the internet. They think that they're so smart because they're pointing out potential problems.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't make you, and he said, it doesn't make you an analyst.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're absolutely right. It doesn't make you smart to come up with problems.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Me neither. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I would bring to this.
The thing is, Nintendo is just crazy. They brought us the Super Scope. They brought us the Wii Fit balance board. I mean, it's very likely that we're going to get some crazy, crazy stuff. It would be neat to have some more Pokemon add-ons, some sort of accessories with that that work with the Switch. Because I think the most of the things that we came up with weren't really adding to the gameplay, or at least on my side. Yours were controlled, so that's phenomenal. But I just want it to fit in with everybody's life is basically what I need for this. And to do that, I think you just kind of adopt from other industries like tablets and phones.
The one thing that I'm curious about, because it wasn't like it was shown anywhere and you see it. So when and oh, by the way, I still have my original stylus that I haven't lost. So
me neither. Yeah, same. Exactly.
But the one thing, if you're watching on the video, I got a gamepad in my hand. This little baby here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm pointing at where you put the amiibo to come in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that anywhere in the original teaser. Now, whether that was removed on purpose because they're just trying to not show off or tip their hand to, it's obvious amiibo is.
Are you looking for like a little logo or something on there, like a little symbol?
Well, normally there's a little symbol to.
There's nothing on the new 3DS, is there?
When it's time to scan in, it pops up.
Oh, sure, yeah.
On the new 3DS, you're scanning it here. But when it's time to actually scan in, that little logo pops up.
Yeah, I imagine it would be the same with the Switch.
I'm assuming. I mean, we don't know but like I just thought like there'd be something that shows like this is where you scan. So the only thing I'm thinking is I wonder if at that point that little disc, the hockey puck that they came out with for the old 3DS, if that would be an accessory that they would make us get if you wanted to have amiibo. But I think that's a mistake if they did that.
I would agree. Yeah, I think they're beyond that. I think that the hockey puck was an interim solution for an older piece of hardware that everybody had.
Yeah.
But obviously they moved on to a more preferred solution.
Yeah. Let's dabble into this a little bit too.
Okay, dabble.
The rumor of VR, because Kimishima did also say that they are looking into VR. So if that is the case, and let's say that Nintendo comes out in 2 years and is ready to roll with VR, if at that point they offer you the headset and then that's an accessory and then the tablet section drops in. Now, in my opinion, they have to upgrade that tablet because if it's a 720p, I don't trust it enough to be that close to my eyes. There could be some issues. But if they were to say like, hey, Switch 2.0 is hitting and it's 1080 or 4K display, and then you buy this headset and then go, do you see that as a potential, or do you just see them going 180 difference and actually doing something similar to Sony where it plugs in and hooks up directly to it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be different from just, I don't know the dimensions exactly, but it looks a little big for the screen itself to be what we're throwing in front of our face. So, I mean, who knows on the VR side? I'm not, I am in no rush for Nintendo to get in on the VR thing. I think Phil Spencer was just saying, or somebody from Xbox was saying, we'll jump into VR when it's more than tech demos and experiments.
I agree.
Which is what it is right now. And that's fine. It's good that like somebody has to do what Sony is doing. But not everybody has to do it. And that's how industries, like budding industries and new technologies, fail right out of the gate, is everybody tries to do something. No concept is really proven. This thing needs to grow. We can't smother it with too much stuff. So I'm in no rush for Nintendo. I don't need that from them.
I agree.
I think the accessory that we all want the Switch to have is one giant magnifying glass with a light in behind it so that you can play it on your dark car rides going home.
You had to. And for the younger generation, that's how we had to play with our Game Boys, our original Game Boy Brick. Like you couldn't play in the dark. You had to have this crazy contraption in order to be able to see it and hear it and light it up, and such a mess.
In all seriousness, no, whatever accessories they do have, either customization or crazy colors. Let's get back to Nintendo being amazing with their colors. Like, it's what Apple ended up ripping off with the iMacs back in the day. But N64s came out with different colors. The controllers were just like the greens and the blues and the yellows, the blacks are so excellent.
I want that
and
so bad.
So much personality. And the community, the internet community, has already kind of taken a few of the pictures and just Photoshopped different themes on this stuff. Yeah. There's so much potential here.
Absolutely.
So that's my thing too.
Okay. So technically we got 13 minutes till we hit an hour.
All right.
You want to push to the next one, or you want to wrap it up?
What are we talking about?
What do you mean, what are we talking about?
What's the second topic?
The second topic is about the third parties and the limitations that Nintendo used to put on them.
No, let's do it next week.
Okay. Because I don't want to wear you out, and you look a little tired.
No. The reason I want to do it next week is because we talked about it a little bit before. I don't want any restriction. So we need to flesh this out, because I don't think that's
going to take more than 15, 20 minutes.
There's going to be something there. So let's, I just wanted to tease it a little bit.
So the topic for next week, the main topic, and we'll probably have a second topic as well, but if we ran Nintendo, when Nintendo had the NES, they were very strict on third parties. They limit them to 5 games per year. If we ran Nintendo, would we have been or given third party the same restrictions or limitations as Nintendo did on the NES? So that's where we're going to go next week. Sean, thank you for taking the time to do this, because you took a little power nap. And Chelsea texted me, and she's like, I can't wake him up. And I was like, oh, God, no. And
I was awake.
Well, she was like, he's not getting up. He's not.
No, I was awake. I was hitting the snooze button a few times.
Yeah, she's like, I told him not to go. It was a bad idea. He don't listen. I was like, yeah, he is kind of,
he don't listen.
I was like, yeah, he's hard-headed, man. I was like, I had the feeling it was a bad idea, too. But I was afraid that, like, after being up for 24 hours, the minute you hit that pillow, there was going to be no such thing as waking up.
No, I like the power nap. I'm a big fan.
You owned it. That's good. So that is all. Thank you guys for listening to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, all that good stuff. Check us out on WeTheNerdy.com. We'll be there Wednesday nights. That's when we go up. It's awesome. Great website. So much content. Be sure to go check that all out, please. We're also on YouTube. Just go to the Nintendo Guru YouTube channel, and you can check out the video there if that's how you want to go. You can leave comments there. Tweet us at If We Ran Nintendo. That's pretty much it.
That is all, Bobby.
That is all. Peace out, Cub Scout.
Ciao, Jason! Asked me about the Yeti, and I just clicked yes, and actually what it was asking me is if I want to use the speakers out of it, which is dumb.
Yeah.
What is that? That looks good.
It's just water, but I put mix-ins in it because
Mix-ins?
I ran out of actual water, so I have to use tap water, and our water is really bad.
No good.
Yeah, so probably give me cancer in about 5 years.
Half water, half piss.
Yeah, pretty much how it is.
Poop water.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I stink.
Well, you didn't really get a chance to shower, did you?
Nope. I played Rock Band at whatever 1 a.m.
Ugh.
Got a good sweat going. Oh, let me turn that nonsense off. Let's do this, Bobby. We're gonna podcast and it's gonna be a train wreck. I think I need to close my eyes the whole time so you just don't see how terrible it looks.
It's hard to see you anyway, so don't worry about it.
Am I fuzzy?
It's a little dark, but it's probably because of the light coming in from behind you, and it's still dark. Do you have a desk lamp or something?
No.
Do you normally have a lamp in there or something?
No, maybe it's the 2 monitors giving light.
I don't know. It's like dark up front, and then it's light. And you can see the picture. You can see the image of yourself.
I'm all fuzzy. Okay, Google. Turn on my flashlight.
Oh my god. Are you nuts? You don't want to do that all show.
Let's do it.
Are you serious?
Bobby,
Right.
I'm awake.
Okay, let's go.
Is that better?
That's fine. Let's do this.
It's fine.
I'm not going to try to put
You're like, whatever.
I'm not trying to put too much pressure on you. I know it's been a rough night for you. What is up?
What is up, everybody? Oh, sorry, you go.
What are you doing? Stay in your stop, okay?
You love me.
I'm not, whatever. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 32 of If We Were Nintendo.